host Striker, Eureka, Toast.
Hey, what's up you guys? Shartimus Prime here doing another Marvel Select figure review on the Thor The Dark World movie Thor figure review. This review is brought to you by MarvelousNews.com. Check them out for all the latest in Marvel related news. I picked this up at a comic book shop not too far from me, and if you're trying to pick this figure up, you can find them at Big Bad Toy.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
So we get the standard Marvel Select packaging over here. Pretty cool little picture right here of like this Asgardian symbol that's all lit up and everything. We got the purple and blues mixed in there. I think that's pretty cool. On the side of the figure we have this artwork of Chris Hemsworth as Thor. And on the back we get those two pieces of the base. He comes with one half and then Jane Foster comes with the other half. You see a picture of Thor, then the figure over here, and then here's a description that's on the back of the packaging. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. I gotta say, I like this figure. I really do. Pretty cool figure. Here's a look at the base. Let's talk about the base really quick. I think this grass and moss looks pretty damn cool. Very clean. You get this mask over here, a dark elf mask chilling. Now this review is being recorded before the release date in the US, so if I have any weird questions or anything like that, don't hold me to it. Movie hasn't come out yet. I haven't seen the movie yet, but here it is, this base. We get these nice rocks, nice paint shading over here. I think it looks really nice. It has this kind of glimmer to it, a little, not a glimmer, but I don't know, kind of reflective plastic. I think it looks very cool. We got some log pieces over here. And then, yeah, you can see where it connects to the Jane Foster half right there. So that's pretty cool. Here's a close look at Mjolnir over here. Pretty cool. I like all the detail that they put in the hammer. You could see, I don't know, some weird squibblies right in there. And there is some paint variation on here. And the handle looks pretty nicely sculpted. I like that. This is a little bit flexible down here on the loopy part, but not really. And to compare it to the original Thor figure from the first movie, they seem like they're the same sculpt. I don't know. They may be different, though. Oh, yeah, you get this notch over here, and you don't have that same... Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like the hammer itself is exactly the same. I think these are the same, just painted slightly differently, but the handle is definitely different on the original Thor figure as opposed to this Dark World Thor Mjolnir. So here's a look at the Chris Hemsworth figure, Thor the Dark World. Pretty nice head sculpt. I think it looks a lot more like Chris Hemsworth than the first release Thor that we got from the first Thor movie. I don't know, you can do a face comparison right over here, but I think this new one looks a lot more like Chris Hemsworth. The eyes came out looking pretty good. I don't know, the facial features just overall, I think it's pretty nicely detailed. I like it. The flesh tone looks like it's a little on the light side, but overall, I think it looks pretty good. I like the sculpting on the beard. I do like the paint variation we get in his hair. That's pretty cool. He has this little, I don't know, elfish kind of looking braiding thing going on back here. There's no color on the straps that are holding the hair together unless that's hair holding hair. And then, you get some variation of paint color right here for the blonde. And I think it looks pretty cool. The only thing is that this hair does hinder the head articulation, which is a bit bothersome, but there's a look at the back of it. Looks pretty nice. I think this is actually really well sculpted. I like these different strands that are kind of separated over here. It's actually all connected, but, I like how it splits, and I think it's a very cool look. You get this little piece draping down right here across his face. Looks good. The rest of the figure looks pretty nice. We get some gold over here. We get this gunmetal color, and then we have black with this crazy brown wash over it, which I think looks really nice. I like it. And we do get a little bit of the taco biceps over here. Yeah, it's kind of bothersome. I don't really like the taco biceps so much, but not a big deal. It doesn't look as bad as it does on the 3 3/4 inch figures. These straps right over here over his forearms look pretty nice. I like how you have like that detail right there on the silver. The hands look pretty good. He holds Mjolnir quite well. Then you get this skirt like crotch guard thing over here, which is made out of a pliable material. You can see it gets a little kind of wrinkly over there though from me bending it forward. Then on the sides you get this kind of mesh thing on the thighs, coming down the side of the leg. Nice paint detail over there. I think that looks pretty cool. I really like how the brown looks. His knees do have a little bit of these like lines going through it, different material, and he has these kneecap things over here. And I don't know, I just really like the paint detail on it. I like how these little silver pieces are painted, and I think that's great. The shoes look really, really good too. The base does not come with pegs sticking out of it, but he still has peg holes at the bottom of his feet. It's really hard to see, but there is some very slight black paint involved in the back of the cape over here. It's very, very hard to see, but it is there. I do see it like at the top. I don't know if I point at it. There's still some right there. You can't really see it through the camera, and there's some right there. And I do like how it has this texture going on in it. It's very, very nice. And to look at the back of the figure by lifting the cape up, there's still a lot of detail over here, which I think looks great. So yeah, they painted this thing up through and through. I really like that. To give you a cape comparison, I do like this newer, wider cape more so than the first one. So like I said earlier, he does hold Mjolnir pretty well, so just squeeze this together like so. And we just run it through like that, and there we go. We don't get too much paint chipping or anything like that, so he holds it pretty well. Overall, I do like the articulation of the figure. There's just a lot of potential with this head joint that we're not utilizing because the hair just stiffens everything up. Like for instance, it looks like he can move up, but the hair just pushes it right back down. And I guess he could look down just a little bit, but not much at all. He can move side to side very well, so we get that. And there is some neck pivot going on here, but again, the hair just kind of pushes it right back to where it was before. So, you know, you do get a little bit of movement here, but it's not the greatest. It's not fulfilling its potential, you know what I mean? Anyway, he has ball-jointed shoulders that move outward. They rotate forward. He does have a bicep swivel over here. You get a single-jointed elbow. You get wrists that are on these pegs that feels like they're supposed to pop off, but they don't. And they rotate. They don't move up and down or anything, but they're on kind of like these ball joint peg things. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing. Just to get a closer look at what I'm talking about, you know, it's kind of weird. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like a ball joint and it's also a peg. So it seems like it moves up and down just a little bit like that. Nice hand, by the way. I like the sculpting of this hand. I think he has a great diaphragm joint, moves side to side very well. It does pivot like so. It has very nice crunching, and it moves back pretty far too. I like that. And it doesn't seem to want to stay, but I don't know, if you mess with it with the stand, it seems like it'll work pretty nice. So I don't know, I like all the movement we have over here. The leg articulation is awesome, man. You can move his legs all the way out like so at the hips, and you can move them forward. Like I said, this thing doesn't really block the articulation, but it does get weird and wrinkly over here, which is a little strange. So you can get him to kick all the way up like that. He does have this cut right here at the upper thigh, which is great. So you get the upper thigh swivel. He does have double jointed knees, which is awesome. He also has feet that move down. They move up, and of course, they're giving us that beautiful ankle pivot that I love so much. I like the height of this figure. It stands at about 8 inches tall, barely under 8 inches tall. And here he is compared to the first Thor movie figure. Wow, I really like the height on this one a lot more. That was one of my major complaints about this guy over here, is I thought he was too short, especially compared to other Avengers character figures. And here's the Dark World Thor compared to the first Avenger Captain America from Marvel Select and the Marvel Select Mark VI Iron Man. I love how this is in scale. I'm actually going to replace this guy with this Thor figure right here. I mean, to give you an idea, it's like this guy is like just as tall as Captain America, which I always thought was kind of annoying. You know what I mean? So I really like the scale of this guy. So overall, I think it's a very cool figure. We get this half a base. I kind of would have preferred having a whole base or some interchangeable pieces or some better neck articulation. But overall, I gotta say, I really do like it. I really like the way it looks, and I really like the posability, and I think the size of the figure is a big improvement since the last Marvel Select Thor figure that we had gotten. So yeah, hopefully we get a new Captain America figure from Marvel Select. That would be sweet. But anyway, yeah, if you like the video, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Whoosh.
Crispy.
The rest of the figure looks pretty nice.